Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I am on a little bit late tonight because I wasn't sure if I should go live or not. But I decided I'm going to because I haven't been in so long, and that tonight is not a Heat night. It's not a Miami Heat basketball night, so I might as well go live and talk about what is it that we love to talk about, which is sex. So again, my name is Cheryl Ann and I'm known as Red Wine. And for those of you who don't know what red wine is, red wine is not necessarily the drink. Hi Adila. But it is more of my complexion that the Trinidadians have called me red, and the wine is more about moving my body to the soca music, more of the whining to the music. That's where the red wine comes from. In regards to my loving to talk, hi Sandy, in regards to my loving to talk, I do like talking about sex. I like talking about relations. I like talking about stuff. So, which is why I kind of labeled my pop-up show Sex, Love, and Stuff. So far, we've been doing a lot of sexual conversations, but I mean, I think we all like it because we don't get to talk about it enough. And I wanted to touch base tonight about pap smears because I'm having one tomorrow. Mainly because I'm having one tomorrow and it's my first pap smear in a couple of years. So not only pap smears but mammograms, because it's that month of October. Today is the 1st and it's breast cancer awareness month, and it's something that I hold very close to my heart. So tomorrow I'm having my pap smear and I'm having my prescription for my mammogram, which I would have later on, which I was supposed to have in August, but I didn't have due to the COVID-19. Hi Miranda, nice to see you. Hi Yolanda, nice to see you. So I wanted to talk to you guys about pap smears. I haven't had a pap smear in a couple of years, and for the first time I'm going to be having my pap smear with a doctor that I don't know, and it's a male doctor. We can throw in hanky panky Adila any day, especially with pap smears. We could totally throw in hanky panky in there. Yes, Miranda, I'm very worried about when they open up Juliet. For those of you that don't know, Juliet is who we regard to for our vajayjay, because we don't want to call out that V word because we don't want to worry about whether or not we're going to be blocked because of those words that we should not be using. So we use Juliet for that V word, and we use Romeo for that D/P word that goes into the Juliet. So I'm worried about my pap smear tomorrow because I know they use that instrument that's called, I think it's a speculum, and I think they go in there and they open up my Juliet, and then they search my cervix for all sorts of stuff to make sure that I'm not cancer ridden, and I'm having a little bit of an anxiety attack over that because I don't know if this doctor is going to know what he really has to do and how he has to do it. So I kind of look at it though, when I think about it, as it could be a sex toy, which is why I decided to bring up this subject here, because that instrument could very easily be used as a sex toy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. Adila said no, he will contaminate the sample with his Romeo. I hope not. I hope not. So I wanted to know, how do you guys feel about getting your pap smears? Yes, my last doctor, to be quite honest, Adila, it did not hurt, which is why I'm a little bit anxious about changing doctors. But I had to change insurance, so that doctor that I had once, he's no longer covered by my current insurance. So I'm a little bit worried about if he knows what he has to do, and if he knows that he can't hurt me. Like, I don't want to be hurt while I'm in there, because this is not a sexual encounter. So I'm not gonna be wet. I'm not gonna have that whap, according to we know who. I'm not gonna have that whap, and I worry about it going in there when I'm not actually ready for it and causing a lot more pain than it should. So yes, Sandy, it has to be done. It has to be done. I know we don't look forward to it at all, at all, at all. I'm praying that he knows what he's doing, and I am hoping that the results come back non-cancerous, because I know they say that following breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and cancer in the uterus is what usually becomes the next and the norm. So I'm praying that that's not what happens. So Miranda said, it's okay, it's the same process, it's like a second of feeling uncomfortable. I like when the instrument is coming out. Miranda, you made a very important point, because I can handle when it's coming out as well. I can't handle so much when it's going in, when it's being inserted, but I can handle more when it's coming out. And then Adila says, just breathe. Don't hold your breath. It will be quick if he knows what he's doing. You're right. Very good advice, Adila, because if we hold our breath, I tend to think that becomes a little bit more painful, and I don't want that at all. So let's go into that whole instrument. Like, who came up with that instrument? Who came up with the fact that that instrument is the proper tool to be used to dictate whether or not there is an issue? Oh, thank you, Miranda. You love my hair color. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I had to go and color the gray, FYI, because the gray was really peeping out, and I had to go and get it covered because hubby and my son, they don't like when they see the gray. So it is what it is. I don't like when I see the gray either. So it's not like if I'm just doing it for them, but I'm doing it for all of us. So regarding the pap smear, I wonder if there's anybody that gets turned on, like if there's anyone who gets excited before they have to do a pap smear. Like Miranda, you and I agree that when it's coming out is when it feels good. Oh my God, you nailed it. You totally nailed it with that. But is there anyone that gets excited when it's actually being inserted, that tool? A man, I'm sure, Adila says, they don't have to get anything shoved into them. Yeah, they have no idea what we go through, especially someone that you don't know. And then some of us decide that we want to have a woman do the pap smear as opposed to a man, because I guess a woman might know our bodies or whatever else that you think might be the reason for you going with a woman. But I've never felt the need to specify. I just want like a recommendation or referral from someone who has had a good doctor that has had that has done painless pap smears. So I just want it to be something that's not too painful, because I'm not having sex, so I don't want it to be painful in any degree. It's one thing if I were having sex, but it's a whole different thing if you're examining me and I have no form of desire whatsoever. So I want it to be painless. I totally want it to be painless. Yes, going in, I find this painful too, Yolanda. I find so as well. Even though my last doctor, I did not think so as well. I really should have paid the money to have him do my pap smear. But of course, I'd rather spend the money on shoes and jumpsuits and going out with my girlfriends and that sort of thing. So regarding the pap smears, I've decided to handle whatever pain that comes with it. What about the mammograms? I want to encourage everyone. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I want to encourage everybody to have their mammograms. I did not have mine in August, so I'm gonna have mine coming up soon. The only reason I didn't have mine was because of the COVID-19. But the mammograms, to me, they're nowhere in a turn on whatsoever. And I feel like if it's definitely more painful with no gratifying result whatsoever. Yeah. So Miranda said, funny, when it's going in, I feel the same way like when I'm taking a big Romeo, I take a deep breath. That helps. Good advice. And they do tell you, Miranda, that's very good advice. They do tell you take a deep breath. I remember my doctor telling me take a deep breath. And I think that helps big time. So Adila says, I see an OBGYN and his nurse practitioner is a woman. She checks your boobs also. So it's a woman wellness exam, which we all need. Yes. So tomorrow I'm gonna have them check these as well, and they're gonna prescribe a mammogram for me. They are definitely gonna prescribe one where I will go later on and have that done. But that exam where they're examining my boobs is not painful at all. So I don't have a problem with that whatsoever, at all. Regarding the pap smears and the mammograms, I want to encourage everyone to get them done. It's like an annual checkup, and I think that early detection is very important. I think if we were to catch whatever is wrong, I hate to even mention that disgusting C word, cancer. I hate to mention it, but if they were able to detect that in its early stages, then we would be able to handle it much better. We would be able to get rid of it if it's through surgery or chemo or radiation without having to go through like serious treatments that may cause us more demise. Miranda says, yes, political, Nashawn Bellat. Thank you so much for joining. Miranda says, I don't mind those. I have one every year. It's a bit different with implants. They have to squeeze the size. Yes, they have to squeeze them. Plus, if you have big tits, it's harder. Yes, they have to squeeze. For those of you that don't know, I went through breast cancer a few years ago, and I do have an implant on one side, and they do have to squeeze it. They have to rest it in there and squeeze it, and it could be quite painful. But I have to say that my examiners, they have been really great at eliminating the pain that it usually causes. So I'm very blessed. I'm very, very blessed. And I love that. Adila says, make sure you get a script for a bilateral breast ultrasound as well. Yep. She said, you have big boobs. Ultrasound is more detailed. Yes. Yes, I have been prescribed for the ultrasound. And I have had those, and they have so far, knock on wood, come out negative, for which I am very grateful. Very, very grateful. So, yes, good advice. Good advice. Somebody talked to me about the 3D as well, the 3D exams, which I've never had. But I think those are for breasts that are more dense, and for those, you want to be able to dig in a little bit more deeply to be able to tell if there are any tumors or if there's any any cancer in there. So, yeah, the 3Ds I also heard are very good. Memorial West is amazing. Good to know, Miranda. I have never checked I've never checked Memorial West, but Coral Springs, their center, their diagnostic center, they're amazing. So I have no complaints when it comes to them at all. Regarding the pap smears, I heard that there's an extra test that you need to let them know that you want them to do, because I've lost a co-worker. She did a test on a pap smear test that she felt like she was bloating. She felt like there was abnormalities in her body, and she had that test done, and she felt like if every year she was doing a pap smear, but she didn't feel like if they were thoroughly checking for cancer. So FYI, when you talk to your OBGYN, when you do your pap smear, you should let them know, I want you guys to dig in a little bit deeper and check for whether or not there might be cancer in my uterus, in my ovaries, in anywhere in my Juliet area. So I think we have to speak up when we go and get our exams done. I think that's the only way that we can explain what is it that we're feeling and what is it that we think might be wrong, and what is it that they have to look into, so that we can get the proper treatment and we can get it early enough so that we won't have to go through too much of a turmoil with chemotherapy, with radiation, with mastectomies. I think we need to let them know. I think we totally need to let them know. So let's see who else is on here. Hi Alana, nice to see you. Very nice to see all of you. I'm so glad you guys joined. Thank you so much for vibing with me. Thank you so much. So I want to be able to ask you, Adila says a transvaginal and pelvic ultrasound is good to do to check everything down there. A transvaginal, I think, is how I may be pronouncing it correctly, and pelvic ultrasound. Good to know, Adila. Maybe I will ask them about that tomorrow to make sure that they're examining thoroughly, because I want them to do a thorough exam. Miranda, yes, some doctors are surface doctors. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're walking around with all types of stuff. You see, Miranda, that happened to my girlfriend. Her doctor was definitely, like you said, like a surface doctor. She had no idea what was going on. And then by the time she actually checked, she was stage 4 ovarian cancer. Very sad, very sad. She did not last 18 months. 18 months was her top, and I feel so terrible about it. I honestly want to stress to all of you to please go out there, do your annual exams. If you know you haven't done it in a long time, it's not too late. Go check it out. It's never too late. Go to your doctors, have them check, have them do the pap smear, let them know that you're worried about cancer so they can thoroughly examine you. Do the boobies, have them check your boobies and let them do the mammogram to see if there's anything that feels weird. I never check my boobs to say that I can feel a lump because I feel like I can't. I feel like I won't do a thorough examination. So I feel like I need to have it professionally checked. And for those of you who check every day, kudos. Because it is the key. Early detection is the key to finding whatever is there so that you can address it, take care of it, so that you won't have to go through too much of treatment and too much of turmoil to get rid of it, because you know that nasty C word is everywhere. We can't escape it, and we just need to do the right thing to detect it early. We need to have our exams, and October month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is a month that is close to my heart because I've experienced it. So I want you guys to pay attention and be aware to check it out, and so that you can detect it early if it's there, so you can address it and treat it and cure it, because that is important. Yes, Adila, we have to look at the ovaries and the uterus, and I am going to do that tomorrow morning. That's great advice. I'm very much going to do that. So this was more of our awareness program, live broadcast, but I'm glad you guys joined, because awareness is very important to me in regards to all aspects. And I hope that the next time I go live, we can talk some more about some more fun stuff and sexual stuff in regards to this serious stuff, as opposed to all of this serious stuff. But some of the times we have to get serious, because as much as my show is about sex, it's also about love, and it's also about stuff, because as a group, as a squad, as a vibe, as a tribe, we have to be able to support each other. We have to be able to encourage one another to doing the right thing in regards to our health, because guess what? Our health is our wealth. Nothing else is more wealthy. Nothing else. So in the meantime, take good care. I'm gonna wrap up. In the meantime, take good care. Have a great weekend. It's pre-Friday. It's Thursday, and I want everyone to take good care and continue to be stringent, continue to be really careful about your care, about care for those that are around you in regards to this COVID-19 climate. And I want you to remember to go out there and vote. I don't like to get political on my shows, but I want you to remember to go out there and vote for what you think is right. I want you to remember to do that, because our voices are super important to getting us to where we want to be. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. In the meantime, ciao for now. I know, Chilu, no alert, because I popped up. I literally popped up today. I'm sorry. And I kind of knew I would be more of a serious talk as opposed to a fun talk for you. But thanks for popping in. Yes, Adila, we need it in our lives. We need to get serious as well. As much as we love to have fun, we need to be serious as well. So take good care. Ciao for now. I love you all. Hugs and kisses. Mwah. Hugs and kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And hopefully I'll be able to pop into your lives again very soon. Ciao for now and take good care. Love you guys.